guys, I'm back with another YouTube video, and I know last time I told y'all that I was going to be doing something very special. So last week I had went to a brain tumor support group, which I've been looking over and looking into it these last couple months and trying to figure out if I should go, if I shouldn't go. I've been real kind of iffy about going, because even though I've been telling you guys what's going on, I'm not really ready to share with other people. And I was kind of I didn't know if I should do it or not, because I don't know, I just wasn't comfortable doing it. So I decided to go, and I went to the support group last week. It was at MD Anderson. And so every month they have this support group, and I have been talking with the lady that organizes it, and she's been asking me to come, but I don't know, I still was just I don't know. So anyway, last week I went, and the topic was it was talking about the fatigue and the side effects that you feel when you have your brain tumor, and how to deal with having a brain tumor for yourself and for your caregiver. And so they gave us these little books. So this book, it just tells everything. So it explains how your brain is, what parts of the brain are affected when you have a brain tumor. And so just to give you guys a little background, I'm gonna show you, because I highlighted it for you guys so you could see. I don't know, I'll try to zoom in there for you so you can read it, but I'll still read it anyway. It's just saying that cells grow and divide and die in an orderly and controlled process. When the control is lost, a result can cause a mass, which is called a tumor. And that's basically, it's just saying how the tumor forms in your brain and what causes it. And so there are different parts of the brain where the tumor goes, and it can grow. And so each part has a different, it's connected to something different in your body. So where my brain, where my tumor was, it was located in the cerebellum, which is down here, this little part. And in that area, it controls my vision, my thinking, when I walk, so my arms, my eating. So I don't know, I never told you guys, but I have a feeding tube, which today I'm gonna show you guys. So I have a feeding tube, and so basically when I eat, I can't eat orally, because where the tumor was located, it affected my swallow. So it's hard for me to swallow any thicker foods. So I can do thin liquids like water or soda or anything like that, but I can't do mashed potatoes or anything thick, because then it'll get stuck. And then when it gets stuck, then I can't breathe. And that's one of the reasons why I had to get a trach. Because I had something that was really thick and I couldn't swallow it. And so I started choking, so they had to give me the trach. But back to my feeding tube. So this is my feeding tube. His name is Junior. I've had Junior for about 2 years now. This is my second feeding tube. I have to, every 6 months to a year, I have to get my feeding tube changed. And so probably in the next couple videos, I'm actually going to get my tube changed soon. And I'm going to be talking about the process of me getting my tube changed. And I'll show you guys when they take the old tube out, I'll show you guys what it looks like, and then I'll show you when I have my new tube and how it looks, and how my stomach looks and everything. So anyways, back to the brain, my tumor. So there are different kinds of like tumors that you can have. So some of the tumors, like, they're cancerous. But luckily for me, the kind of tumor I had, it was called a glioblastoma tumor. And it was a, oh my gosh, I just had a brain fart. It was a, oh my gosh, I can't think of the word. But it was called a benign tumor. So my tumor was non-cancerous. The doctors, they don't know how my tumor got there and like how long it had been there. But I didn't need like chemotherapy or anything like radiation. Like some people, when I went to that meeting, a lot of them were like, they had a brain tumor and they had to have chemotherapy. But me, I didn't have to have that. Okay, like I was saying, so like I didn't have to have chemotherapy or radiation just because the type of tumor that I had. But a lot of people that were there at the support group, they are or they had already went through the chemo and radiation process. And I remember there were like a couple people that had spoke. Like one guy was just saying how the chemo and radiation was like so draining, how he just feels like so weak and he doesn't feel like himself, which is very true. Like before I got sick and I came to the hospital, I literally had just bought myself a new car. And 2 weeks later, I had found out that I had a brain tumor. So it's like that whole new car feeling, all of that went out the window because I couldn't even drive. Like the second I came to that hospital, that was it. That was like my last, like everything. Like I wasn't going to be driving anymore. I wasn't going to be eating regular food. Like it was a couple of days I was still able to eat food before like I had my surgery and everything. But after that, like my whole life changed. And then that's kind of like what the guy was saying. He just doesn't feel normal. He doesn't feel like himself because everything is so draining. He doesn't feel like hungry. He feels like moody, like his moods have changed, which I can agree with. Even though my tumor wasn't cancerous, I was very moody, very, very mean. And I don't want to like say it's because of that, but it's just like a whole life change. Like I don't think a lot of people would understand unless they went through it, because it's a big life change. Like you go from doing everything by yourself to like 2 snaps and everyone's taking care of you. Like it's so much stuff that you can't do for yourself. Like even now I'm still going through my recovery and it's a lot of stuff that I can't do, but there are a lot of things that I am able to do now. But it was just encouraging for me to hear that other people, they feel the same way that I feel. And so I had actually like wrote some stuff down, and it's just like questions that I would think that maybe y'all would ask me this. So I just thought about, okay, I'll just write these down and I can answer them. And then if you guys have questions after that I didn't answer, then you could ask me. So one of the questions that I wrote was, what made me decide to go to the support group? And in all honesty, this is like the main thing that made me want to go, is just because over the last 2 years of dealing with this, I feel like I honestly just kind of like lost myself, and I wanted to see and like talk to other people that are going through this to see if the things that I'm going through and how I feel about this, if it's normal. So I wanted to see like other people's point of views and how they felt, and just to see like, does everyone like go through something different, or is it a different feeling, or because like we all technically all have brain tumors, even though they're not the same, but do we all feel the same? So I just kind of want to see, and I feel like being around other people that are going through this, it can help me to get past this, because I don't want to be stuck on like, oh, I'm the person with a brain tumor. Like, at some point I have to pick up and move on with my life and start a new chapter. So I don't want to be stuck in this one situation, just thinking, oh yeah, I have a brain tumor, like, oh, woe is me. Like, no. Like, you can still be a good, strong person, even like with this happening to you. It's hard, but you can do it. Going to the support group, it actually made me feel better about the situation, and it made me feel better even about like making this YouTube channel and talking to you guys about it, because it seems like even though they were like older people, I was definitely like the youngest person there, but talking to them, it just made it seem like maybe they were uncomfortable like talking about it, but I feel like they were comfortable talking about it because they knew everybody else in the room, that was something that they had, so it was something they could relate to. But like for me, I felt better talking to people around me that had it and discussing it with them and talking to a doctor that knows a lot about brain tumors, so then I would feel comfortable about telling you guys. So in the meeting, like I said earlier, we discussed fatigue, we discussed stress, mood swings, and then like side effects. And one like really important thing, we discussed like your caregivers and how like you having a brain tumor can affect them. And that kind of like hit a soft spot for me, because my caregiver was somebody I was really close to at one point in time. And I really love that person. And that person took great care of me. Like, in the hospital, came to see me every day. Anytime I called, she was there. When I left the hospital, she was everything for me. Like, she took care of me. She took me to all my doctor's appointments. She did stuff that I feel like a lot of people, especially my age, they would not do. Like, first of all, like, someone my age having a brain tumor, I'm sure, like, them having a significant other, they would not be able to handle that. Because when I found out I had my brain tumor, I was 26 years old. And she was 25. So I know for a fact, like, it was hard. But yeah, she was way younger than me. And that was just like that's something hard for anyone to go through, no matter what age. But I feel like we were so young and our relationship was still like very, very fresh. And me being sick, it was hard. Like, it was really hard. And I know it took like a big toll on our relationship, but I know that she took care of me and she wanted to take care of me because she loved me. And that's one thing, like, a lot of people, I think when they get sick, they kind of lose sight of that and they kind of forget. And I can honestly say, like, when I was going through everything, I was just like so frustrated and annoyed, like, that I couldn't do things on my own. So I would take things out on her, which, like, definitely it's not right. And I always feel bad, like, now thinking about it, but I just, like, at the time, I just didn't, like, I wasn't comprehending that I was, like, just being, like, so mean. But, like, going to this meeting and actually listening and seeing, like, you know, this affects not only you, but it affects your caregivers. And it did affect her, because it did hurt her. Like, when she saw me in the hospital and I couldn't talk and I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat, like, it did hurt her. And it was hard for her too when all of this happened, and it's just like what do I do? So, like, a lot of times, like, people just don't understand. It just doesn't affect you, but it affects everybody around you. And, like, it affected my family too. Like, my family, it was hard for, like, my siblings to come see me because, like, I am the oldest child in my family. And so my brothers, they're younger than me. And of course, it was hard for them to come see me in the hospital, like hooked up with tubes and stuff in my nose. And I guess like a lot of people, it's just like when you're going through that, you just like lose sight of that. So if you know anybody that's going through that, just try to like reassure them and like comfort them. And like, don't take it personal. Like when they act out or they're like frustrated, it's not you. They're just like frustrated with the situation. And that's like one thing, like if I could do differently, I would definitely like be nicer. Because I just like, I don't know, I guess because I had never been sick before. And I just was just lashing out because I didn't know what to do. So I also know too, like before, like I spoke with like some of my therapists and they were saying that's common for like caregivers, like not so much like get fed up with like the person that's sick, but to feel like hurt because they feel like they're being, not that they feel like they are, but they are being mistreated. And it just kind of takes a toll on them. So I remember like talking to my therapist and she was saying like a lot of times, like she has a lot of patients that their caregivers are like frustrated just because of the situation. And I know with my situation, the person that was taking care of me, she had my situation going on. She had other like personal family issues going on. So it was just a lot of things. And I was actually like just being kind of selfish because I was just like, well, I'm the one that's sick, so I'm the one that needs all the attention. Like, and I wasn't even thinking like, oh, you know what, this is affecting her. Like, this is affecting her too. But anyways, you just like, if you know someone, just try to let them know, like, just to, you know, be positive and not to like take things out on everybody. Because that's like a lesson that I learned with this tumor, just like not to be so aggressive and don't take your frustrations out on everybody. Like, it's been so many times and still so many times that I get so frustrated because it's just been a long process. Like, all of this happened in 2017. This is 2019 going on 2020. My doctor did tell me that this process could take up to 5 years. So I'm just like eager for it to get to the 5 years, and I'm just ready for like everything to go back to normal. I don't know. I'm thinking the next time I'm going to go to this support group is going to be in the new year because they have one more, but I kind of want to go to the support group when it starts in the new year and it starts over because I want to start like from the beginning. So I know I'll be making another video about the next time I go back. But I definitely wanted to tell you guys about the support group. And I just thought it was like so cool going and everything. And just seeing like other people with the different kinds of brain tumors and seeing that, letting them like express what like their treatment plans are. So if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be posting another video like in a couple days. I'm going to try to post more. I just wasn't sure like how many videos I should post a week since I'm like just starting out, but I'm going to start posting more. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook. And if you have any questions, just write it in the description below.